Hello friends, welcome back to my channel IT Parivar. So guys, in this video we will learn about group policy enforce and block inheritance. So I'll show you step by step about group policy enforce and block inheritance. Okay, so I'll request you to please don't skip this video, and just to support me, just to motivate me, please subscribe my channel IT Parivar and don't forget to click on bell icon so that whenever I will upload the new videos you will get the notification. Okay, so let's start now. Let me jump on my domain controller. So this is my 2022 domain controller, okay, which name is itparivar.lan. So let's open group policy management here. Okay, you can open server manager and then you can go to the tools option and then you can open group policy management from here, or you can go to run and type gpmc.msc and just click to okay. Group policy will be opened here. So you can see here the domain name is itparivar.lan, and there are two policies which are applied on domain level, that is common wallpaper and default domain policy. That means this policy will be get applied for all the domain users and computers, whatever the users are logging with the domain account, with the domain user account you can say, or if any computer, machine or system which will be joined to the domain, this policy will be applied for all those machines and users. Okay, so we will learn here and check what is the block inheritance and what is the enforce and why we use block inheritance and group policy enforce, right? So I'll show you here. You can see there are two policy, the default domain policy and common wallpaper policy. So how we will find out, or how we'll check that, like these policies are getting applied for all the domain users and domain joined machine, right? So let me click here. Like if you can see here, there is one OU, that is Noida. Let me open dsa.msc, I mean Active Directory users and computers, just to clear more thing. So you can see here under itparivar.lan, these are the OUs here. Like few are by default created OU, like built-in computers and default domain controllers OU, and security principal, foreign security principal, managed service account, right? So these are the by default created OUs, right? I have created here Noida OU, and under this OU I have created two more OU, sub OU, you can say HR and IT. Okay, so under HR OU you can see here there is one user, that is Vivek Kumar. Under IT OU you can see there is one user, that is Rajan Kumar, and this security group SGIT, and in same way in under HR SG-HR, right? So if you want to apply for the HR, I mean apply any policy for HR users, like for Vivek Kumar or whatever users here in this OU, and if you want to set group policy for all users under this OU, right? Maybe that policy will be for anything like to setting the common wallpaper, or to disable anything like control panel, command prompt, registry. Okay, so let me jump on here on the group policy management console. Okay, so first we'll see like which group policies getting applied on this OU. So how we will check that? We'll click here and we'll go here on the group policy inheritance. Okay, you can see here one more group policy that is linked here, disable control panel, that is enabled. So if we'll expand this, you can see this disable control panel group policy is linked here directly to this Noida OU only, right? So first we'll click here and you can see this disable control panel group policy is linked this directly here, so it is showing here. Now we'll click here on the group policy inheritance. Okay, so you can see disable control panel, default domain policy, common wallpaper policy. However, these policies are not linked here under Noida OU, right? So from where these group policies are coming, from where these group policies are inheriting on this OU, right? So you can see on the top level, on the domain level, you can see common wallpaper, default domain, and policies are applied. So these policies are, let me go again here. So these policies are coming from the top level, from the domain level, right? Default domain policy and common wallpaper policy, right? Yeah, and disable control panel group policy is already linked here, right? So that's why it is showing here. Okay, so suppose if you don't want to apply common wallpaper policy here, because this is inherited here from the domain level, from the top level, you can see here common wallpaper policy, because there is no any common wallpaper policy linked here under Noida OU. Okay, only disable control panel OU is linked here. So if you want whatever users are under Noida OU, let me go here under Noida OU, Noida OU under HR, and under HR you can see Vivek Kumar. Okay, so let's go here under HR OU. So you can see here there is no any group policy linked here directly. Okay, you can see here, but if you click here group policy inheritance, you can see common wallpaper, default domain policy, and disable control policy is getting inherited. I mean, this is getting applied from the top level. So disable control panel is inheriting from the Noida OU, that is linked here on the Noida OU. Okay, and these two policy, default domain control policy and common wallpaper policy, is coming from the top level, that is linked here on the domain level, common wallpaper policy and default domain policy, right? So suppose if we want like this disable control panel policy should not be applied for the HR user. Okay, so what we'll do here, as disable control panel policy is linked here under Noida OU, right? So just to not getting inherited to the HR, or you can say disable control panel policy should not be applied for the HR users. So what you will do, you will just right click here and click on the block inheritance. Okay, once you'll click on block inheritance, okay, whatever the user will be under HR OU, like this Vivek Kumar and SG-HR group, right? That group policy, I mean disable control panel policy, or any other above policy which is implemented on the top level, I mean on the domain level, those policy will not be inherited here. So you can see, once I'll select this block inheritance policy, here all policies are vanished, no policy is showing here. Whatever the policies are showing here, those are coming from the top level, those all policies are not showing. That means those policy like common wallpaper, default domain policy, and this one, disable control panel policy, will not show here, will not show here, or and you can say this policy will not apply for the HR. So under HROU, whatever the user will be, for these users, those policy will be not applicable. Those policy will not be applied. So this is block inheritance. So if we'll block the inheritance, if we'll enable the block inheritance, the top level policies will not get applied on that specific OU and for that specific OU users. Okay, so this is block inheritance. Now we'll see about enforce. So what is enforce? So suppose the block inheritance is enabled, and if you want, like as per the company policy, as per the organization rules and regulation, for all the users or OUs, any policy which is which should be applied for all the users. So in that case, suppose block inheritance is enabled, so that will not be applied. So what we'll do, like, see, we have a common wallpaper policy here that is linked to the domain level. So if we'll enforce this, you can see here enforce option, right? If we'll enforced, so you will see once you'll enforce, there will be a lock symbol showing, right? So suppose, so if you are saying any such symbols, that means that policy is enforced, right? So once you will enforced, that policy will be applied on the block inheritance OU also, right? So you can see earlier, I mean just few minutes back, if this policy was not enforced, that was not inherited here, that was not inheriting, right? So let me show you again, just for more understanding. Let me uncheck this one first. So let me uncheck this option first and go here. You can see for now there is no group policy inheriting here for this HROU, because we have enabled the inheritance, block inheritance, right? But if any policy which will be enforced from the top level, like disable control panel OU, disable control panel group policy, or any other policy which is applied on the top level, right, like common wallpaper. So suppose as per the company policy, for all the users the wallpaper should be common, right? So you can see here, as we applied the block inheritance, so no group policy is getting applied, right? So what we'll do, we'll enforce this policy so that it will apply for the all users if we enable the block inheritance also. So you can see here, now it is showing here, it is inherited. So this common wallpaper policy will be applied for the HROU, and whatever the users will be under users, group, or computer machines, whatever will be under this HROU, this policy will be get applied for all those users, computers which will be under HROU, right? So this is the group policy enforce and block inheritance, right? So I think it is clear to you now what is the block inheritance, what is the group policy enforce, and why we use this. Okay, if you have any query, concern, just leave your comment. Okay, and if you want to check like which group policy is applied on the client machine or for the users, I have already uploaded that video, so I will share a link of that video in this video description, so you can watch those video also. So I hope this video will be helpful for you guys. So again,